Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to be using my Ninja Creami Swirl to make some really great high protein butter pecan ice cream. If you like that flavor, I think you're really going to love this recipe. So you ready? Let's get into this. Okay, for this recipe we're going to use some ultra pasteurized milk. I'm using Kroger Carb Master, but there's a lot of different ones out on the market. Some allulose sweetener, a couple of egg yolks, some vanilla whey protein, some crushed up pecans. You can use candied pecans also, but I'm using these because I'm trying to keep the sugar as low as possible. These are going to taste really great, but admittedly the candied ones will probably taste better. Some xanthan gum, butter extract, a little bit of vanilla extract, and I want to use a cone, so I'm using Geffen Zero Sugar ice cream cones. If you'd like to make this recipe, all the ingredients and measurements are down in the description of the video, along with the calorie count, the protein, the carbs, and the fat. Okay, the first thing we're going to work with is our eggs. So we're going to just throw those in here, and we're going to beat these eggs just enough to try to get them kind of aerated a little bit and smooth. You don't got to do this for very long. In fact, you probably don't really got to do it at all, but I'm pretty anal retentive about stuff, so I'm going to do it anyway. And it gives me the chance to burn a few calories. Okay, after you beat this a little bit, you're gonna see that it's kind of getting smoothed out a little bit and the color is gonna kind of change a little. Once it looks like that, we're pretty much ready to go. So, we're gonna pour in our milk, mix that in really good, pour in our 2 extracts, mix in our allulose sweetener. You can use different types of sweeteners as well. I normally use a lot of monk fruit sweetener, but I found that the allulose tends to be less granule. And what I mean by that is when your ice cream's finished, it just seems to dissolve into it a lot better. If you're looking for an example, allulose dissolves really similar to the way natural sugar does. Next, we'll mix in our xanthan gum. And what this is it's a thickening agent. It's gonna give us more of a consistent texture to our ice cream. And it'll also help keep the ice cream from freezing solid. Next, we're gonna take a medium saucepan. I'm gonna turn on our stove top, and I'm gonna put this at kind of a medium to a medium low heat. It doesn't gotta be very high at all. And now we're gonna pour in our mix, and we wanna heat this to 165 degrees so we can pasteurize the eggs that we have in here. That's when a thermometer like this will come in really handy. If you're already using pasteurized eggs, then you really don't have to do this step, but it might be safe to do it anyway, and it's going to help our protein powder mix into this better anyways. Once this reaches about 110 degrees, which is right about now, and we're going to mix in our protein powder, and we'll whisk that in just enough to make sure it's combined so we don't have any chunks floating around in here. The brand of protein powder you use is going to affect this a little bit because certain brands mix better than others. And then once you got it mixed in there, we're going to heat this the rest of the way to 165 degrees. And once we reach at least 165, which we're actually over now, we can take this off the heat, and we're gonna let this cool back down to room temperature because we don't want to put it in the freezer hot. Once that cools back down, we're gonna take our Ninja Creami pint and take off the lid. And if you're using a Ninja Creami Swirl like I am, make sure that this thing is closed. You can tell because this is sitting close together like this. If it's looking like that, then it ain't closed. And don't pour anything in it, because if you do, you're gonna have problems. Trust me, don't ask how I know that. Anyway, we will pour our mix into the creamy pint, and we're gonna fill it to the maximum fill line right here and no higher. Now all we gotta do is throw on the lid. Finally, we're going to open up our freezer, and we're going to set in our pint on a nice level surface. Just remember, you want this to be on a level surface. If it freezes cockeyed, you're going to have problems with your creamy, so don't do that. Now all we got to do is wait for about 24 hours.
You serious?
Hey, by the way, if this is your first time here and you want to learn some cool new recipes, get some great cooking tips and tricks and all sorts of other kitchen related things, then start now by subscribing to the channel and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a thing. Okay, I give it a little extra time. It's been almost 2 days actually. And here is our ice cream mixture. That's looking pretty good. What do you say we make some ice cream? Okay, I've had my ice cream mix sitting out for about 5 minutes just to give it a chance to defrost a little bit. You don't really have to do that, but depending on how cold your freezer is, you might get a little bit better results that way. So we'll pop this off. We'll set our ice cream into our pitcher, throw on our lid, and we'll lock it into place. Now this goes back in the machine and we'll lock that in. And with our butter pecan ice cream, we're going to be mixing pecans into it. So that pretty much rules out the soft serve. If you wanted to do it that way, you would have to just sprinkle them on top. I want them mixed into the actual ice cream, and I want scoop ice cream anyway. So we're going to go to scoop ice cream, and then we have a bunch of different options here. You would think that we were going to use the creamy fit button because we got protein powder in it, but we're not. We are actually going to use the light ice cream button. I found that with making scoop ice cream, that creamy fit cycle runs too long and it ends up making the ice cream too soft. That's probably better for doing soft serve, but for scoops, we're sticking with that light ice cream button. All right, time to check this out. Let's see. Well, that's looking pretty good. We're not done with this yet though, because we have to add in our pecans. So we'll kind of throw those in there, put the lid back on. This is gonna go back into the machine. And this time we're just gonna hit the mix in button. All right, what do we got now? That looks pretty good. Let's serve it up. Hey, Joe's Phenomenal now has channel memberships. For most people, you can see a join button down below the video window that you can click and see what type of perks I'm offering. If you're using an iOS device, you might not be able to see it, and if that's the case, I do have a link down in the description of the video as well. Oh, butter pecan, or butter pecan, or butter pecan. Which way do you say it? Let me know down in the comments. This ice cream came out really great, and the best part for me anyway is the fact that I can indulge myself with it, and I don't even have to feel guilty after I eat it. If you like this video, you might like this video right here where I use the Ninja Creami Swirl to make some really great pineapple sorbet. Even if you're not a sorbet fan, I'd recommend trying it out because it is really, really tasty. Well, that's it for now. I hope to see you back again here really soon, and until that time, I'm Joe, and I hope you have a phenomenal day. Take it easy.